Hello there, this is Jeff Schwartz from Schwartz Performance. Happy New Year. We are officially in January. Great to see you, and let's check out what we got going on in the shop this month. This new product that we talked about last month, the early B-body chassis, has been installed in this car and it's getting ready to ship out. This is our independent rear suspension that we've had for about a year now, and more people are opting for this on our G-Machine chassis. What we've got here is a 59 El Camino chassis, and we just wrapped this one up and are moving on to the next one. The interior just got wrapped up on this Mustang convertible, and it looks spectacular with the black leather, some suede inserts, and red stitching. I love when we do contrast stitching on these older muscle cars. Also, it's got a cloth top on it. It's nearly complete, but we've got a lot of detail work to do. Fitting the windows and make sure everything's adjusted right now that we have the top on here, and then waiting for weather to do all the final suspension and test driving adjustments. But getting really close, and another Coyote powered car. This Mazda Miata, we're doing a Hellcat swap on it. Actually, just kidding. One of our guys, Josh, is putting a new exhaust on his Miata. We have a sea of chassis we're working on, trying to get them out as quickly as possible. Appreciate everyone's patience with us, and like I said, we're trying to get them out as soon as possible. We have had a few supplier issues on getting parts, but by and large, we're working it as best we can. This is that ProCharge Mercury Cougar. We've got the front spoiler on there now, and we are waiting for a horn button that's back ordered. Last month the steering wheel hub came in and we got all that dialed in. And now we're just going to be waiting for the weather to break and the salt to get off the road so we can do all our final wrap up on it. This is the 72 Cutlass with the Hellcat engine. We're fabricating the exhaust. We had just finished up tubbing the car, and we're doing a 3-inch stainless steel exhaust with a Y pipe. And we did discover some rust issues, particularly around the window frames, deep rust through the metal. So we're not sure what we're going to do here yet. Obviously we are going to repair the rust properly, but there's probably some hidden things under the paint, so that might not be good news. But either way, we will be able to fix it correctly, and this car will be spectacular. We have retrofitted our independent rear suspension to this Mercedes 450 SLC project, and we've modified the back half of the exhaust to accommodate the independent rear suspension. There was quite a lot of other little things that we had to do, modify the gas tank, etc. But this car is getting really close. We've probably got about 5 or 6 things to do before we strip the paint off the body and start doing the paint and body work on it. Whenever you buy a car or truck that has a nice shiny paint job on it, you're always taking a big risk, and you never really know what you're getting until you strip it down to bare metal. But in some cases, you can't find an original that's got original paint. So in this case, it was a shiny painted C10 truck, and we've stripped it down to bare metal, and now we've got a few rust repair issues we got to take care of. The good news is this is a very popular model, so repair parts are readily available, and we should be able to get it back into solid shape here real quickly. We finished the tubbing on this Chevelle for the giant 24-inch wheels it's getting, and we're waiting for the 632 big block, the latest 1,000 horsepower offering from General Motors. That should be fun, trying to fit that underneath some sort of hood. We're working on all sorts of things on this 66 Nova. This has the 1,000 horsepower Wagner engine with the Whipple supercharger. We're doing some carbon inserts in the fenders and the hood, and we're making basically receptacles in those areas to accommodate the carbon inserts. They are going to be like a removable item. So that's what we got going on here. Progress keeps marching forward. We're putting a bunch of new metal on this 69 Charger, and we pulled off one of the quarters to see what kind of surprises were underneath, because it looked a little shoddy on the surface. So basically we had pop rivets holding a piece of a quarter panel over top of the old piece of quarter panel, and only one of the rivets was actually holding it. So it was actually being held on with Bondo, and then underneath it we found a wheelhouse that's been pieced together with several old wheelhouses attached to the other wheelhouse with more pop rivets. So no big deal. We've got new parts coming from AMD. Hopefully they'll get here within this year, or I should say a couple of months, and we'll get going on putting all new metal on this car. The engine bay braces are tacked up in this Charger now, and we've been installing various components. The headers are on there and the supercharger manifolds. This Coronet project's moving along, and we're about to get deep into the wiring of it, and we have to do the fuel system and a few other things to get it running. We've been working on fuel tank stuff and getting the filler neck into the side like it was on a Charger. As you can see, this LT4 powered Mustang has now been painted, and we're getting busy putting all the parts back on it. This is the LS3 powered Chevy 2 Nova. It's also painted, and we're just tidying up the bottom a little bit before we put it on its freshly powder coated chassis. We did a boatload of work on this El Camino recently. We had a bunch of parts for it, and we got them all on there. On a final note, we're looking for people to help us build cars. I have 5 openings for car builders. We need chassis assemblers and small parts fabricators for our chassis department. So if you've got fabrication skills, mechanic skills, whatever, if you're an experienced car builder, we even have a relocation plan for those of you that live out of state. So call Mark or myself here at Schwartz Performance if you're interested in any type of job working here. And that's all we have for this month. So take care, and we'll see you next month.